My name is Kyle Ann Poland. In this next section, I'm going to give you 3 rules for setting up Excel to work with advanced functions. Now, many of you, if you've been using Excel for a while, you probably already do this automatically. But these 3 rules, if you're new to Excel or maybe you've been using it for a while and can't figure out why some things are a lot more work than you thought they should or they should be. Anytime you're working with an advanced data set or an advanced table, the first thing you want to do, the first rule is you always want to have a header row, right? At the top row, you want to have it say what each column represents. So if you were working in a name and address table, you'd have name, address 1, address 2, right? That'd be your first row. And a lot of you probably already do that by default. You do that now. The thing is, though, when you're sorting, if I'm sorting an address list by last name, do I want the word's last name to sort alphabetically in the L's? No, I want them to stay at the top. Well, Excel doesn't read. How does it know? If you have just plain data that you've imported, if you've ever done that before, it'll sort that right out. It doesn't know that that's a header row or not. So you have to put that header row in, and here's the key, you have to make it different. It doesn't matter what you do. Change the font color, change the font size, highlight it, shade it, any change that you make to it, and then Excel says, oh, I know, this is different. This is different from the rest of it, and it'll keep that at the top and not sort it out. And also it'll recognize those in other types of functions. So that's the first rule. Have a header row, make it look different. The second rule is make your data contiguous. No blank rows or columns. Remember when I showed you Bozo's bad sheet and there were the blank rows and the blank columns? When you do that, Excel thinks of those as breaks in your data, and it thinks of them as different data sets. So you always want to remember no blank rows or columns. As much as possible, you want to make all of your data a solid block. And I'm going to show you a couple of other ways that will help you to format, and you won't need to do those blank rows and columns anymore. If you have all of your data in one block, then Excel knows that that data is related and it'll keep it together when it sorts, right? Now, the third rule is really more of a selection technique. And do you know sloppy mousers? People who, when they are using the mouse, they just randomly select swaths of text. When you randomly select just a small group of text and you go to sort it, what's it going to sort? It probably happened to you, right? It's going to sort just the selected text. So the third rule is, if you want to just sort, say, by last name, you want one cell and one cell only selected anywhere in the column. Doesn't matter, could be the header cell. If your last name was in column A, so the header for last name would be A1, you could select that. Anything in there, it will know on a quick sort just to sort that one. The other thing is, you don't want to have your active cell or the cell that you're using be off to the side. If your active cell is not within your block of data and you go to sort, what's it going to do? Excel's going to say, what? Sort what? I don't know what you're talking about. So you want to make sure that you have one cell only selected within that data set. Okay? So those are your 3 rules. Have a header row, make it look different. Have a contiguous block of data, no blank rows or columns. And the third rule is have one cell and one cell selected. If you follow those rules, it will make all of your advanced functions work much better and much easier.